Eighth graders, lesson
I
6-4.
dropped my math book on my foot! Ow!
We're kind of recording the video
You're
here.
gonna be okay. Really.
It hurts!
Don't distract us. You're gonna be fine. Okay.
This weighs
This
6
is not-
pounds!
Come on. Not about you. Let's work on finding the x-intercept and the y-intercept. We know what the y-intercept is, right? What is the y-intercept? What is the y-intercept?
The Y-intercept is where the line crosses the Y line. Goes up and down.
The y,
line
what's
goes
the
up and
y
down.
line?
It's the vertical line that crosses through 0.
Yeah, so it's the,
You have to come and show
hey,
me.
listen, it's called the y-axis because it's the 0 line of the y, okay? And the x-intercept then would be what?
The vertical line.
The vertical line is the y line.
No, right. Horizontal.
The horizontal line is the x-axis.
Yes.
So the x-intercept would be what?
The x-intercept would be where the line crosses the x-axis.
Where the line crosses the x-axis.
Which is
Okay.
0, 0.
Now, let's think about what the coordinates would be at the y-intercept. The coordinates, what would always be the same? Which number would always be the same in the y-intercept coordinates?
0.
Which 0?
0, 0.
The x number would be 0.
But then there's
Always at the y-intercept because it goes over 0, right? Whenever the x is 0, the other number is the y-intercept, right?
Sure.
Well, then means that the same must be true for the x-intercept.
And what's our question mark next to 2 and
So that's all.
why is it next to 2?
Because you don't know what that number is until you find it, okay? So, in an equation,
Can you explain that?
sure.
Like,
So let's say that we have an equation that's in standard form. A standard form equation means that x and y are on the same side, okay? Or
oh,
the x is being added to the y. They're on the same side of the equation. That's a standard form equation. When two numbers added together equals the other side.
so
Okay.
like with the coordinates, like you could do 0, 2 plus 2, 0, and then you get 2, 2.
Correct. So, to find the y-intercept, if we make x 0, then y has to be 2. And to find the x-intercept, we make the y 0. We just replace the y with 0, and then find the x-intercept. And then, to graph something like this, it's very simple. We would mark 0, 2, and 2, 0, and draw the line. Graphing standard form equations like this are very simple. You don't have to worry about moving this over and then finding the slope and then finding the y-intercept and then counting over and finding the slope. We can just replace the x with 0 to find the y-intercept and the y with 0 to find the x-intercept. And then mark them on the appropriate lines and draw the line. Pretty cool, huh?
No.
So again, this is how the book describes a standard form equation. ax plus by equals c. If you see this pattern, ax plus by equals c. In other words, a number times x plus a number times y equals a number. Okay? It could be, yeah, it could be different variables. But this is the type of situation that you'd use standard form for.
Wait,
So if you're at the grocery store and you buy some pounds of apples and some pounds of bananas. All right?
You never classified that.
And you bought 4 pounds of apples, 3 pounds of bananas, and the total was $25. All right?
Okay.
If you wanted to know how much you paid for the apples and how much you paid for the bananas,
You did.
then you can figure it out with a standard form equation.
Dividing.
Well, you can't divide
Well, you can't,
because there's 2 variables,
I know that,
right?
but how you did it was that you just made it. See, you just split it apart. You just
Right.
made it 4x plus 0.
Right, because if we make the y 0, then we find the x-intercept,
Which is what I meant.
okay?
It's
That's 6.25.
breaking apart.
And if you make the x 0 and
find the
solve
y.
for y, then you get the y-intercept. And so this graph represents the possible cost of the 4 pounds of apples and the 3 pounds of bananas.
So every problem we're gonna do on this assignment is gonna have a 0 somewhere.
Right, it's going to be, you replace 0 in the equation for x, and then replace 0 in the equation for y. Okay? That's pretty simple, right? Turn to that lesson in your book then. The first part is just that process of finding the x and y intercepts. So just like we did in this one. All right? So, gets us an equation like this. X plus 2y equals 18. And then we said replace the x with 0 and the y with 0. So find the y-intercept first. Replace the x with 0. 0
8,
plus 2y equals 18.
9,
So 2y equals 18.
divide 9.
Y equals 9. And then do the same for the y. So x plus 2 times 0 plus 8 equals 18. And this is 0, so x equals
18.
So the x-intercept is 18, the y-intercept is 9.
This is the answer to
It's number 1. Yep.
But if we're gonna do evens.
No, I want you to do 1 through 9 for Monday. Okay?
Mr.
1 through 9.
Oh.
Bye.